Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are at day 19 of 21 Days of Tapping. I'm Allison Morris with Full Potential Parenting. Yesterday, we tapped on being critical of our child, and today I'd like to turn our gaze inward a bit. And I'd like us to do some tapping on being more loving toward ourselves. I am more and more convinced that this is the source of all the ills of the world, in that fundamentally most of us do not love ourselves, or that we don't love ourselves very much. And we fail to recognize that we are all individual expressions of the divine, whether you call that God, Source, the universe, all that is, the field. And we also fail to recognize the connections that we all have with each other and with everything else. So the negativity that we may feel towards ourselves then is reflected in how we feel about everything else and everyone else. But this is an area that I think a lot of us struggle with. It can feel very artificial. It can make us feel like we're being arrogant or vain if we think about loving ourselves more. But I want to assure you that nothing could be further from the truth. We're not talking about that kind of love at all. We're talking about accepting ourselves for who we are, for recognizing that we and everyone else deserve love simply because we are, and that we do not need to do or be or have anything before we are deserving of love, and that in fact there is nothing that we can do or be or have that will make us any more deserving or less deserving of love. So you might want to give that all a bit of a ponder, but I'm not going to ask you to do a rating today, because I think that our ratings would be really, really lousy. If I asked you to rate on a scale of 0 to 10 how loving you are to yourselves, I think most of us would cheat and put our rating higher than it in fact is. So I just want you to kind of notice that, see if you agree with that or not. And let's go to our karate chop point, and you can repeat after me. Even though I don't really love myself, I'm ready to start to learn how to love myself more. Even though I don't even really know how to love myself, I'm willing to learn how to be more loving to myself. Even though I don't even really know what it means to love myself, I love the one who is so confused, and I'm willing to learn. Top of the head. Oh, I don't really love myself. Side of the eye. I'm sorry, eyebrow point. I don't even know what that means, really. Side of the eye. But I'm pretty sure I'm not doing it. Under the eye. I'm constantly critical of myself. I'm mad at myself a lot. Chin. There are so many things about myself that I do not like at all. Collarbone. Even some things I really hate about myself. Under the arm. What does it mean to love myself anyway? Top of the head. That I love everything I say and do. Eyebrow. That I love every aspect of how I live my life. Side of the eye. I'm definitely not okay with all of that. Under the eye. So does that mean I can never love myself? Under the nose. I'm not even sure I've ever loved myself. Chin. I'm not sure I even know what it feels like to love myself. Collarbone. I'm not sure I know how to love myself. Under the arm. But maybe I'm making this all too complicated. Top of the head. Maybe it doesn't have anything to do with what I say or do. Eyebrow. Maybe it's just about loving myself for who I am. Side of the eye. Just because I am and nothing more. Under the eye. Maybe I don't have to do anything to be deserving of my own love. Under the nose. Except be myself. Chin. Maybe there isn't anything I can do to make myself undeserving of my own love. Collarbone. I'm ready to start noticing where I'm not being loving to myself. Under the arm. I'm ready to start loving myself more and more. Okay. As always, this is really just a start on a really big topic, but I hope it's given you some ideas for where you might want to do some more tapping and where you might be being really, really negative to yourself, really critical. Most of us have kind of monkey brain going on most of the time and are much crueler to ourselves than we would be to anybody else. So please stop and pause and notice when you're saying something mean to yourself in your head, and just stop it. Just notice it and say, I'm not going to treat myself that way any longer, and keep tapping. And I will see you again tomorrow. Bye-bye.